It's either how Roderick's the only normal one, how Manny is some sort of eldritch horror, or how Greg's a bad person, a sociopath even. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise is weird, but I can see why it's beloved. It's a collection of tales written by a kid in your class who you would never talk to outside of school, and you're forced to sit next to them. And somehow, despite the formula never changing and really only having 6 actual characters that matter, whenever I see people talk about Diary of a Wimpy Kid, it's one of 3 things. All of them about the main family. It's either how Roderick's the only normal one, how Manny is some sort of eldritch horror, or how Greg's a bad person, a sociopath even. Now, I totally agree with 2 of those things, namely that Roderick is absolutely one of the greatest fictional characters of all time. He managed to throw an absolute rager without alcohol, and yeah, Manny probably dreams about unearthing all the horrors of the world upon the populace, but Greg's entire existence and argument about his character, in my opinion, is flawed. There is a discussion to be held regarding Greg's character. I think a lot of people namely note his potentially sociopathic tendencies, his moderate abuse to his closest friend Rowley, and his personality especially as some of the factors used for this argument. But honestly, no, not really. Greg's just a kid who writes himself as cool and as victimized as possible, so when he's rich and famous in the future, all his life story's already documented. He's said that since day one. Cool! This is an unreliable narrator. So in my eyes, that argument definitely falls apart when you consider those facts. Greg is using his books, written from his perspective, to make himself look more interesting. And then sometimes those moments slip through the cracks. The very first book does a pretty good job illustrating his growing yet flawed character. When he joined the patrol to bring kindergartners home and chuck them into a ditch, only to have Rowley take the blame. Like, yeah, that was pretty shitty of him. There's also times where he's downright oblivious to what exactly is going on. I stopped reading at old school and had to read all the new books up to this point for this discussion. A lot of vacation ones for some reason. At one point they try renovating their house and that goes horribly wrong. I like the time their school ran out of money for a hot minute and its name gets changed to 1-800-DEAD-BUGS Middle School. That was a little silly. But I think of all of them, Big Shot had one of the funniest moments. Greg joins a basketball team and when the opposing team needs an extra player, he joins, accidentally wins for them, and then they take him out for ice cream while his mom's in the background driving everyone else home. In my opinion, that's the funniest outcome. He probably didn't get fed that night though. And besides that, I've always seen the movies as what actually happens in these stories versus what Greg wants us to know about them. This child is not a credible resource. If you have any writing or stories you wrote in elementary or middle school, I guarantee you they are exaggerated or grazed through like this. So I really can't blame him. He doesn't know better as a middle schooler.